ecstasy. No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start you'll see I'll write it from the heart, and words that say come to me, stay with me. Won't you stay with me? No one else could fill my life with ecstasy. No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start you'll see I'll write it from the heart, and words that say come to me, words that say come to me, stay with me. Won't you stay with me? Stay with me.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Show. This portion of the show is brought to you by events.amp2tv. Get your Jaycee tickets to the July 21st concert at Movies of Del Rey. Now let's welcome Dawn and Freddie S.
Pretty good.
Boy, that was good. I guess you gotta turn the green screen ain't working. You know, it's funny. I guess Josh sabotaged it. There was supposed to be music. What happened to the music?
I don't know. You couldn't get the music on.
The music went.
You're looking pretty tall up there.
Yes,
I need to hang out in the city with you. I'm
I feel
thinking.
like King Kong there, shorty.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How do I shrink over here?
I don't know.
You're just sitting up because you're in this chair. You sit up, in the other chair you kind of relax, like it's Passover.
I hate this chair.
Why? Because you have to sit
me,
up.
It makes me irregular.
Because it makes you sit up.
It makes me taller than you. I don't just.
You are supposed to be taller than me.
You're not gonna. I'm slumping down. Slumping.
You're supposed to be taller than me. When you sit in a chair and you don't look taller than me, it's like we're two little old people sitting on a stage.
I'm excited. That's why I'm taller.
Good, you should be.
July 21st is coming, baby. Let me tell you. We had that rehearsal on Friday. We got Jaycee in studio today, July 21st, events.amp2.tv. You know, I could have put it on Eventbrite and you guys complained. Oh, Eventbrite, it's so difficult. You got to hit this, you got to hit that. So I make it so easy.
So easy.
Not even 3 minutes. I timed it.
So easy.
And still, what are you waiting for? I'm not lowering the price. Unless Jaycee has something I
I'm
don't
not
know
lowering
about.
the price.
And if you go to the movies at Delray, you can buy the tickets there as well. And we're working on some entertainment, beverages, maybe some food, some interesting things that are going to happen in the lobby.
So get your Jaycee Driesen concert tickets, events.amp2.tv. It's simple, it's easy. We've got people buying blocks of tickets.
Block. They asked me, the scalpers asked me if they could scalp tickets. So buy 100 and scalp them all.
Just buy them.
Just
Do
buy
what you
them. I
gotta
care
do.
what you do. Yeah, here you go. How'd you like that intro by a new MC?
I like that. Trippy, nice job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice job. I don't know what happened to your music. We're good. We came in black, and now we're out in some city skyline, and
That's
we're good to go.
That's the Empire State Building. You've never been?
No.
That's
Maybe
where
when I was a
King
kid.
Kong used to be there.
Maybe when I was a kid. Faye Ray and King Kong, that's you and me.
When you were
It's like our morning show.
when you were a kid, the Empire State Building was a little taller.
What happened? It
It
shrunk.
shrunk.
I don't know. The older I get, the more I reflect on things I did as a kid. Is that what happens when you get old? I can't imagine when I'm old, I'm going to spend my entire day reflecting.
I'm glad you brought that up.
This
because
is what I do now, is I reflect on a lot of things. And it takes up a lot of my mental capacity on, did I do things right? Should I have done things differently? And then I realize I can't do that again. I can only do now and going forward.
There's an old saying, I would relive my life and do every mistake I did again.
Would you? I don't think I
Absolutely.
would want to make
I
the same
would.
mistakes.
I don't care about that.
Why?
How else do you learn? So I'm glad you brought this up because I'm interested in asking Jaycee about her life and the things that she did, the little past stuff. Because we got Jaycee to ourselves. Don't be looking at me that way.
Put me on the spot there, I see.
Put you on the spot because we always talk to Jaycee about presents. She sings at different places, different events. She's going to be at the movies of Delray. She made me take down the rehearsal piece that I put up. She's a funny lady, but I wanted to know where all this juicy stuff came from.
The past?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
no, Dawn. The future. I want to know
Well,
where
what do
she
you want to
came from.
know?
Back to the future. I want to know some things about her past. I want to know where she hung out, who she hung out with.
Inquiring
What
minds
got
want
you
to know,
into singing?
apparently. All I can tell you is we're having a conversation. Jaycee and I are having this nice little, this girly conversation.
Nikki, I
And
gotta
then
put
I'm
a
having a
light on her.
conversation with Rochelle. And then Jaycee comes over and just having a normal, everyday conversation. And then the music comes on, and she's a whole nother person. We got Jaycee, before we had Jill, and then we go to Jaycee. And she just lets it out. I got to tell you, she hears the music, and the voice just comes. We don't know how, and Rochelle said, how does she do that? Amazing.
It's just, I don't know. It just happens, you know? It's kind of like a gift from God, I think. That's the way I look at it,
See,
you know?
the thing is that we've never heard you sing at the movies of Delray at the theater.
Right.
So the speakers are broken up.
The sound
in
is
a flat
great.
sound.
The sound is incredible
Except
there.
when we started, you had the sound behind you.
Right.
So when they did to the quad,
Yeah.
oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, the
And
sound
those
is,
seats in the quad,
it's much better with the sound in the middle than behind my head.
and they didn't realize this, and I guess they never had anybody sing
Right.
with your whole upbeat.
This is the first. This is the debut.
And the vision of
And
having
hopefully
the video?
the first of many.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
And the video behind you?
Yeah, it's incredible, right? And most times when you do a video behind a performer, it's like you're standing like right in front of the video. But in this case, being that it's being done in the movie theater, it's
Behind you.
above your head. So you're not taking away from the artist, you're not taking away from the film, from the clips, you know, the video. So it's really cool.
And we're working on your next event, not this one, but the next event where there's going to be more runway for you to do some artistic design stuff up on set, which is I think you like
Yeah,
doing
because
that.
it's a small area for me up there in front of the screen. But it's still it's awesome.
Are you
It's
excited?
great. I'm very excited. Yeah, very excited. I can't wait.
Events.amp2.tv. It's going to be fantastic. And
Yeah.
a total, you have these crazy ideas lots of times. I can't even say sometimes. I can only say like all the time. Kim hasn't met you before. John knows you a little bit. Sally knows you a lot. And Jaycee, forget it. She's family. You've got crazy ideas, but then you bring them to life that only you in your head can imagine, and it works.
5 years ago when we first met you. And this is just the first stone. I made a promise to you. And this is
did.
just the first. Because Miami Stadium or Marlins Stadium, here we come. I posted something because it happens to be, what's his name, Elton John's last concert, I think was in Sweden yesterday. And they
Wow.
did a simulcast from Australia. They filled 65,000 people in Australia
Wow.
to say thank you. And the guy from the Cool Kids on the Block, I don't know, somebody, and they were thanking him on the screen. And that is a tribute to being a professional in your field, because I don't sing. So my thing is to try to make your field bigger. But this is the first, and my son is coming over from Tampa because I told him come and take a bow.
I hear you wearing a tux. You and Gio are
I'm
tuxing.
wearing a tux, yeah. I'm wearing a tux because this is a bucket moment. This is something that I've tried to do over almost 20 years. I got laughed at many, many times. But I never had a superstar like Jaycee
Aw.
start this thing. She's giving me a big heads up because there's a lot of kids, a lot of artists that you're going to be bringing forward at this level as well. So this, to me, is tremendous. And there's nothing I'm thinking about except that. Except that these kids, they have different ideas. Like you see the green screen and stuff behind us. We're in New York and be in different places. But I gotta admit, I gotta ask, what started you in your singing career? When did you decide you wanted to be a singer?
Well, I always sang. My mom used to play piano, and I used to sing show tunes growing up in Massapequa, and he's standing in front of the drapes in my living room with my hairbrush and doing what every little girl does when they have some sort of, dream, whatever. And, during my life is growing up with my friends, I used to always sing along to every album and music, and then everyone used to say to me, "You have some voice. You should really, you're gonna be a singer." And I looked at them like they were crazy. I'm like, "No, I'm not. I love to sing." And I didn't always do it. I was in retail. I was in wholesale. I did showroom sales. I worked for Oscar de la Renta in Manhattan. I worked for Rainbow Shop for over 20 years, doing visual and setting up stores, merchandise managing. I was always into fashion, and I loved it. But music, is my passion. Music is my soul, and obviously, I say this. It's kind of crazy, but I say everybody should get divorced at least once in their lifetime, because then maybe they figure out what they want to do for themselves in their life, and that's what happened with me. I always sang, but I never did it. I didn't do it professionally. So I got divorced, and
That's when the career kicked
was
in?
when it was. That was it. That was the door that led me to, down this avenue. And I knew that this was something that I wanted to do, full time, and that's where it started.
And the rest is history.
And where do you get, because you do the big singers. When you do certain shows, you'll attribute it to certain singers. I've seen
Shirley
you do that.
Bassey, Barbara
Yeah,
Streisand.
well, I like, I like the big voices because I'm not I don't have a timid voice. I don't have I have a powerful voice. I'm like what they call a belter, so I can belt out a tune. And, there's all different entertainers that have that type of, voice. Production, that's me. I'm all about production. I love big production. And, everybody's good at what they do. And that's why we have so many different genres of music and so many different singers. I mean, if we all sang the same, it would be pretty boring. That's why we have a Bonnie Raitt, and we have a Celine Dion, and we have a Barbara Streisand, and a Shirley Bassey, and a Carole King, and it's like, can you imagine if everybody sang the same? no, you know, how boring would that be?
How'd you come up with the idea, Broadway to Hollywood? Hollywood to Broadway.
No, it's Broadway.
Okay, I got it right this time. Okay.
It is Broadway to Hollywood. Well, again, my passion is Broadway, show tunes. I love going to the theater. I learn so much when you go to a Broadway show. From the chorus to the leads, everyone in the show, the most incredible talent that you will ever find ever is on Broadway. And the storylines, you just learn so much. And I aspired, I mean, to do Broadway at one point, and then I said, you know, I didn't want to do the same songs over and over and over again because I like variety. I like to change things up. So I really didn't go down that road, but for me to be able to sing different Broadway show tunes is just, it's so exciting.
You're going to have
for
everyone
me.
up and dancing.
What?
You're going to have everyone up and dancing. Mamma Mia, we're going to be
that's
up.
great,
Chicago, oh, I'm going to be up the whole time dancing.
Well, we're gonna have the producers going up and down the aisle to get them to dance. Now, I was asked to ask you this: were you ever on Broadway, off Broadway, anything down there? Because people are asking me if you were ever associated with a Broadway anything.
No, I was not.
Because
I
they
was
could
not
swear
Broadway.
that you
Yeah.
were, and I says,
No.
I don't know.
No. I mean, on Long Island, I was part of like a cabaret theater group, and we did, small, shows, that kind of thing. But and I'm very involved in. Cabaret is a wonderful, intimate, vibe that you have where you have the audience, which is right there in the palm of your hands, which is a wonderful feeling to be able to sing to a small group, and tell the story. And I love cabaret as well. But no, I didn't do any. I didn't do any off Broadway.
I have a question for you. Do you think we could do a group sales, ticket price, ticket reserve seating?
You can do anything you want.
Because we have our good friends here from the Volin Center, and I'm thinking what a great venue it would be to give this information out to your seniors, those that are mobile, or even those that maybe you have transportation for, to take them to the movies of Del Rey, because your demographic is everybody, but the music is, the seniors will love, seniors, we're almost seniors, 65 up, we're almost there, Freddie. We're slowly approaching it.
I love
How
what
great
you
would
said.
that be,
And that's an idea.
right?
It's a nice idea. We're going to have her also on August 10th when we're going to the other place
Yes.
as well. So yes, I mean, and I wanted to bring up, please do not bring urns, don't bring phones you're going to throw
Don't
on
throw
stage.
anything at JC,
Don't throw anything at
please.
JC.
Oh yeah, don't throw anything at me.
Because she doesn't duck. She will probably get hit in the head.
Don't throw anything at me.
But what's happening is that people love to associate with artists, the singers. They want to be, it's like when the Beatles came to America and kids were crying in the front rows, and they were saying, why are you crying? They were so stimulated. So now they're going to throw things. Here's my mother's urn, and they hit you in the face. And but people want to relate to you. And one of the things that I love about what you do is, because I went to one of your concerts and you sang, and then you went in and you were surrounded. It took me 15 minutes because I didn't want to push people out the way. It took me 15 minutes to get through this whole thing, and people want to meet you. They want to feel that whole presence that you bring. That's what's so amazing about Jaycee. Since we met her day one, it's this whole presence that you have going, the ideology, the philosophies. Always been like that type of person?
Well, for me, the most important thing is the connection I have to the audience. I mean, that's, if you can get emotional and you bring all those emotions like front and center through a song, there's nothing more important than that. I mean, people come over to me and say, you made me cry, you made me laugh, you touched every button.
You do.
And that's the most important thing. A lot of people can sing, it's okay, it's great, it's wonderful, but to have that connection, you can't even put a price tag on it.
You do. You touch every
it's the
button.
best.
You can have them laughing. and joking and relating to a song, and then next thing you know, you're crying because you're understanding that song, and then you have a conversation again. You have a whole gamut of emotions going in an hour and a half. How you do it is by the grace of your talent and your expertise.
And most of it is really all ad lib, you know, and it's from, you know, experiences that you've had in your, like in my life or whatever, that I relate to a song or a time in my life and a place where I've appeared and met so many people, and they brought, you know, stories of theirs that I took and incorporated into my life, and that's just the way it goes.
Well, that one, that My Life song you do,
oh, this is my
kills
life.
me
Yeah,
every
Doesn't
time.
Yeah.
Forget it.
You know,
I'm like a puddle.
It's funny because people were asking me if there's a VIP. What people have asked me, and this is really strange. They want me to put a chair on the set, and people want to pay to sit there for you to sing a song
My goodness.
for them. This is true. And I saw the stage, and I sort of was checking out what kind of chair I would put and all that. But I haven't
It's
told them.
tiny. It's tiny.
Yeah,
up
so
there.
we bring a tiny chair. But the funny thing is that they actually want to sit on stage for certain songs. They want to
Wow.
know certain songs. So I haven't even laid this on her yet, but I'm thinking it would be tremendous. Because I see that people want to be part of what your growth is all about. Not growth, I mean, you've been singing forever, but they want to be sitting there. And one of them is your mom.
Well, my mom's my #1 fan. Absolutely.
I would have to
But-
carry her on stage.
Yeah.
Your mom is
together there.
amazing.
Yeah, she is. She's the best.
Amazing.
Definitely.
All right, we got to get our tickets. Events at amp2.tv. You're going to stay with us for a little bit?
I'll stay, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. Play more Jaycee because she's resting her voice. Were you at Pizzeria Sophia yesterday?
Oh my God.
She's
what
resting
a great,
today.
fabulous day it was at Pizzeria
That must have
Sophia.
been sold out.
It was crazy. It
You
was
got to
packed.
make reservations to a pizza joint.
It was packed. It was great. It was
Pizza
really...
joint. Who makes a reservation?
It was
On a
ridiculous.
Sunday.
I call us
On a Sunday brunch from 12 to 2.
I said,
I'm there once a month.
Do
It's
you have
fabulous.
room for the? And the guy says, no, it's sold out. It's sold out. I said, well, this is a producer. He says, even you have to know you're sold out. No, you can't come. I'm like, holy smokes.
Yeah, it was packed yesterday. And I mean, and for some reason, you know, I didn't want to let go of the momentum, so I never took a break. So I stood there and ran around the place for 2 hours straight
Oh my
of singing.
gosh.
I mean, it was insane.
We have to open up our own pizza joint. And we don't sell pizza, we just make believe.
We're going to take a commercial break. More to come. 888-994-4995. Get your tickets. Events.amp2.tv. And we'll be right back.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Melberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Melberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
Give me the mozzarella. 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 Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty rich and pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Wings, we also sell them. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Jaycee Driesen.
With one person, one very special person, a feeling deep in your soul since you were half, now you're whole. No more hunger and thirst, but first be a person who needs people. People who need people are the luckiest people in the like a rose under the April snow, and I was always certain love would grow. Love, ageless and evergreen, seldom seen by two. You and I will make each night a first, every day a beginning. Spirits rise and their dance is unrehearsed. They warm and excite us, 'cause we have the brightest love. Two lights that shine as one, morning glory and midnight sun. Time we've learned to sail above. Time won't change the meaning of one love, ageless and ever. Make me some room staking my claim. Remember my name. You're gonna hear from me. Fortune smile on the road before me, and I'm fortune's child. Now listen, world, you can't ignore me. Toss me the moon, 'cause I gotta shine. I'm climbing a cloud and calling it mine. You'll pardon my haste, I've no time to waste. That's how it's gonna be. You'll see, 'cause you're gonna hear from me. I got a song that longs to be played. Raise up my flag, begin my parade. My comet's on fire, I gotta go higher. Start the world over, start coming up clover. That's how it's gonna be. You'll see, yes, you're gonna hear from me. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I love you guys. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaycee Driesen.
Thank you so much.
I love that song. Love it. Gotta tell you. Love it.
Jaycee Driesen in the house.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Lots have changed since then.
I remember when we went to see JC at the Art Garage.
Arts Garage.
Arts. Are we allowed even to say that?
Yeah.
I think we went to see
Here's
it at
what you
this
gotta love
art-
about Freddie.
art place.
He's the person you kick under a table and says, "Why are you kicking me?" And you kick him again, and he says, "Stop kicking me. I felt you the first time."
Well, I'm promoting them because they're a great institution. I love it there.
Get your tickets for at
So she changes the whole thing.
events.amp2.tv.
She railroads me.
We're going to talk to our
Smart
friends
woman.
from the Volin Center. We've got Kim and John Shawdon and Kim Lovito, joining us from the Volin Center.
Television debut for Kim. No, she's been on the air before.
You've been on the air before?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. And how about John?
A couple of times, yes.
You were here for another show.
Mhm.
You were here for Senior Strategies?
I was did Legends Radio, and
Okay.
I've done not senior strategies yet, but the health with John Kelly.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's where you were. All right,
Yes.
from All County.
Mm-hmm.
And the Volin Center, I remember I had a neighbor across the street in my old house, and their mom used to live with them. And every day a bus came up, they picked her up and took her to the Volin Center every day. But that's all I knew and where you were located. I wasn't sure whether it was activities, whether you were hospice, because I know you're right in that area on Palmetto and I-95 near the old Kmart for all of you long-timers in Boca Raton. But you offer incredibly so many activities and so many centers that you have.
We started in late 60s. Ben and May Volin had a couple of elderly people they would take to the hospital, a little jitney. And when they brought them home, she would say, "What are you going to do now?" Well, watch Jeopardy and eat potato chips. I don't know. So she started the center. She got involved with it as a senior recreation facility for seniors to come, to play, to visit, to dance, to communicate, to make friends. And we've kind of evolved over the years to many, many different programs. But our main one is we call Life Enrichment for the seniors to come. We have about 400 members, and they come and they'll play bingo, they'll dance to live music, they have lunch, we go on outings, they make their friends, they're out of the house, they're being active, which is so important for these folks. And then we evolved into adult daycare, which is what Kim handles. She's our staff director, RN, who kind of runs all of our adult daycare programs. And their activities are similar to ours, but they scale them for their cognitive abilities. They'll still do activities. but they keep them busy because Dr. Galvin from the University of Miami once told me people in this condition need three things. They need to socialize, they need mental exercise, and they need physical exercise. So why we have, chair exercises, Tai Chi, games, all kinds of things. But I asked Kim to join us because she can answer the medical questions and take care of all the adult daycare questions, because there's a lot of them. There's about 600,000 people in Florida who have diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and which means there's a lot more that we don't know about. And so she's very good at taking care of those folks. I call them my guests because I'm from the hotel business. So they're my guests, and we want to put a smile on their face. And all together, we touch about 4,000 lives in the community. And you don't have to be a member of the Volin Center to enjoy a lot of these activities. But Kim, if you would tell them about daycare and our daycare program.
So the Volin Center is the lead provider for seniors in South Palm Beach County. Our service area is from Hypoluxo to the county line at Broward. We have 2 adult daycare centers, one in East Boca Raton that has a capacity of 102, and one in Delray Beach, which has a capacity of 45. They both are secure facilities, meaning that you need a fob to get in and out of the building. Those that come to spend the day with us come at all different times during the day. We're open from 7 to 6 at night. Most come around 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Our buses leave the center at 4. So if they're taking our transportation, they have to leave at 4. We alternate activities from physical to cognitive activities every hour. Those that attend do not have to follow our schedule if we're playing golf, and those who don't want to play can go in the other room and do bingo or play cards. We keep it active all day long. We are also congregate meal sites, which means we provide meals for free for anyone over 60. So we provide breakfast and lunch at the adult daycare centers. We also have other meal sites in the community which provide only lunch for independent people who want to sign up at the meal sites and have hot lunch every day, or Monday through Friday anyway. We do refer everyone who comes through our doors to the area agencies on aging for an assessment. Adult daycare can be expensive. We charge $65 per day. Medicare does not cover it. Medicaid will. But when we refer to the area agencies on aging, they will do an assessment and possibly, depending on the rank and score of the assessment, provide funding through grant programs like Alzheimer's Disease Initiative, Community Care for the Elderly, Home Care for the Elderly, to pay for adult daycare, to pay for medical supplies, to pay for home care through our nurse registry. So we make sure we send everybody to the area agency for that evaluation. If they are approved for grant funding, then their names are sent to the Volin Center. We have a department of case managers that will go out to the house and assess what that person needs. Depending on their needs, they will authorize services, being frozen meals that are sent to the house. I think they send them 2 weeks at a time. Home care, medical supplies, and daycare as well. We do provide transportation for those that are attending our center, whether it be the independent center or the daycare. We also will provide transportation to doctor's appointments, to Publix, as long as you're 60 or over and you are registered with our transportation and you are within our service area.
60 or over, I told you. We're closer than you think.
Yes, 60 or over.
Come on down.
we're closer than you think. But this is it. So it's $65 for the daycare.
That's per day, and that's from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. if you want to go that
What
long.
services did you say were for free, though?
Life enrichment is $75 per year.
Oh, wow.
That's for regular seniors who want to come and play. That's per year. The bus service is free, and we're supported because some people have asked me, how can you maintain 30 buses? They cost about $100,000 a piece, and our fuel bills are about $20,000 a month. So we have help from the United Way, Palm Beach County, grants, the city of Boynton, Boca, the Rotary Club. We have a lot of community people who donate and help us maintain that bus service. And I must brag a little bit. One time I did a presentation like this for the commissioners of Palm Beach County. One guy said, you know, we think you have one of the best transportation systems in the county. And I thought, well, that's great. So I went back and told my CEO, I says, can I have a raise? No, but that's good to hear. And we have evolved over the years with transportation. We have caregiver support services. We started with the Alzheimer's. It's free. Now we've just started a new one with Parkinson's. It's free if they want to come. And then we have 7 meal sites around the county between here and Boynton for seniors who want to come and just have lunch.
What type of meal sites are they? Restaurants or are they
Well,
event
for example,
centers?
let me start at our facility. We have a meal site in our area, and we have the food prepared off-site, and it comes all hot by a dietitian has put it together. And then we have one at Pompey Park in Delray Beach. The city works with us. We use their facilities for lunch.
Every day?
Every day, Monday through Friday. Boynton Beach, the city of Boynton Beach on US 1, we have a meal site. Jamaica Bay is a HOA, a mobile home community. We service their members in their clubhouse.
Wow.
We have one at Boynton Bay, we just reopened. We have one at Palm Beach Leisureville. Oh my gosh, and we go on. And we serve about 6,000 meals per month.
That's incredible, and
To
that's
our
all
seniors.
for free.
Yes. It's for free. It's paid for, funding. We have one gal in her...
Older Americans Act.
Older Americans Act. Elizabeth Schlacker, I must name. Elizabeth, I mentioned your name. And her staff gets these grants so that we can do this for our seniors. And being from the hotel business, it's important to me to make sure they get these services, because if you walk to the mall and you walk down the mall and you look in the middle, who's sitting at the chairs? It's Grandma and Grandpa waiting for someone to pick them up. And we don't want to ignore those folks anymore. I mean, I have folks, I might tell you a story about Aaron. Aaron was vice president of Liz Claiborne. And he came to us, very quiet man, and he never shot pool. I says, come on, Aaron, let's learn some pool. He says, I don't know how to do that. I says, is there really a Liz Claiborne? He goes, yeah, I argue with her every day. I said, okay, come on, shoot pool. I got him in the pool room. I couldn't get him out. He became quite a shark at it. After that, he developed the Alzheimer's dementia. It went on, and Aaron has passed away. And we have other folks like Frank from Warner's Restaurant in New York City. He would tell me stories about Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra, and he went down that road. And so we like to get with young people in the community to share these stories. We got a new program starting in August, the Child Daycare with the Fuller Center in Boca. Little 3- and 4-year-olds. They're going to come and interact with the seniors, and plus mom and dad can leave them for, while they're at work. And we're adding that to the mix. So there's no place like us in the 13 years that I have been doing this. I have not seen any other center that does what we do. And after a luncheon I had at the United Way at the Kravitz Center, one of the people at the table says, you ought to do one of these at up here in Palm Beach Gardens. I said, it's a good idea. So I went to Liz, our CEO. I says, Liz, I got an idea. Let's have a Volin Center up. She says, it's a great idea. You find me $5 million and we'll do it. Well, no, I don't have that on me right now. But we would expand if we could. That's why I like doing shows like this and how you invited us, because you're going to reach people who don't know about us.
I can't imagine there's not $5 million somewhere in West Palm Beach and Palm Beach, even a donor, an independent donors, to offer this for something. Because as much money as it sounds like for certain people and demographics, it's not. You put a group of people together or one investor and see how many thousands of people you can help in that area.
Our board is very good at that. Our board is members of the hospital. They're pillars of the society, I guess, in Boca Raton. And they know people that I'll never know.
Right.
Even the folks I knew from the hotel, they help a little bit. But we need more people to help us so that we can open more of these centers. I'd love to, because...
I love what you said. You need the 3 things. You need physical, you need emotional, you need all of these components. You need socialization.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that you didn't talk about that you're doing is the nutrition side. And I'm watching it with my parents. They've become isolated since COVID. They've got great care. They live home with 2 aides, and they're very well cared for, but my mother doesn't eat. because she chooses not to. But there's no one saying, nutritionally, this is what you, so they'll make sure, here's a piece of chocolate cake, because now it's just about calories in. But what's that doing to your mind, right? And if you lay in bed all day, what's that doing to your body? And what's that doing to your mindset? And it's like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? It becomes this vicious cycle that you can't break it because there's not one cause. It's all of these things coming together. And you offer all of these opportunities for people to get out at every level. And that's what's amazing. That's why we have to share what you're doing.
It's funny you mentioned that because I've been doing lectures recently on Alzheimer's, what's going on in your brain and how you can actually affect it. Dr. Galvin once told me at a seminar, he says, you know, dementia is preventable. I go, what? He goes, yes. One of the risk factors he talks about is diet. And every single report I have read talks about the Mediterranean diet. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, even dark chocolates in there, and caffeine, because it helps clear the mind of those plaques and whatnot, and all the omega-3s, and I go into all of this. And so if she got a good diet going for her, sure, it's a big help. That and the exercise and the socializing. And I think, Kim, when we came back from COVID, you have some stories. The folks had gone downhill. When they came back, what happened?
When we closed originally for COVID, of course, everyone who was coming every day went home and sat in front of the TV for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I was getting phone calls that Mom has declined. There's days she doesn't even get out of bed.
Yep.
And she can't remember, you know, my name anymore. So we made the decision to reopen. And that was very, very difficult in the middle of COVID to reopen after 8 weeks. Some people didn't return because they were not at the level they were 8 weeks before to return. I had a gentleman that was one of our bigger guys, lost 30 pounds in that 8 weeks that we were closed. Wow. And then I was noticing in the daycare, yes, we have times that we sit down and we eat. But if Mr. Jones isn't eating as quickly as Mrs. Smith, it's okay. The lunch isn't over. He can finish at his pace. And so we find that they tend to get more calories in. Instead at home, it's like, okay, dinner's over, it's time to clean up and move on. They're not getting the calories that they normally would. So we work that out in the daycare. We also monitor every month. We're required by the state to do an assessment for everyone that attends every month. So we weigh them. If there's a drop in weight, we're gonna let somebody know about it. We'll call the caregiver, let them know, hey, are they eating at home? Or if they're not eating with us, we'll let the caregiver know. Maybe they can make a few changes, talk to the doctor. But yeah, COVID was
very hard.
Scary
for the
time.
seniors.
Isolation, you know, so many people were isolated and their cognitive levels declined tremendously.
Yeah, and if you don't have a place to go, you know, I was in here after week 1 by myself because I couldn't stay home anymore. You were home, I was here. Then Teddy finally came in with me because I couldn't stay isolated anymore, and I couldn't stay with my family anymore either. So I had the great opportunity to come in here. But if you're not working, if you're retired and there's no place else for you to go, the isolation is just daunting.
You know, when my parents were alive and I used to go see them, they used to say, wow, we're going to get out and do things, because I didn't keep them home. We used to go around the island. I used to take them to Ponce, which is about 3 hours away, to get ice cream. And it wasn't so much the ice cream. It was the involvement. It was the car ride. It was the stop. It was the music. It was the shows. So I laugh because in my house, everything was done through music. You know, my brother played for Santana, and he had music, and he had thousands and thousands of albums. So when I hear this lady sing, it just brings it all back. I work with companies where they used to go, I used to film this gentleman, and he used to play these oldies, and you see seniors come alive again. And they used to say to him, yeah, none of this is gonna work. And the first time, I couldn't believe what he did. The second time, by then I was saying, you know something? Just sit back and watch the show. And they would start slowly, a hand, a foot. All of a sudden, they started to move. They couldn't get enough of this guy. This guy, he was booked. I was following him around for a month, taking film of watching human beings come back to life. And it was done through music. the art form. You know, this place is not this is not something that was just hatched. I lived this. What you're seeing around you is what I grew up with, because Mom, Grandma, and Grandpa were put in front of a TV set and given a sandwich and a drink, and Grandma will see you tonight, and that was our kid. That was our babysitter. Until I came to Florida, I didn't know these facilities existed. I didn't know what a senior home was. I did not know. Not because I'm stupid. No. It's because that's not the way we did things in my family. So.
But they've evolved. What you have all evolved to is tremendous, because now it gives every senior an opportunity, not just those with dementia and Alzheimer's. And the support groups for the spouses and the families, it's critical, because you say you touch 4,000 lives. You're 4,000 lives times 19. Because every spouse, every child, every grandchild, every sibling is affected by someone who has Alzheimer's or dementia. We used to work with them. So you're more than 4,000 lives.
Oh yeah, absolutely more than 4,000. Easy. And you affect ways of life. You affect families that have young kids. I'll never forget how Giovanni was affected by Lucy and my mother. He was so close to his grandparents. And he talked to me over the weekend about that. Apparently, I've crossed the threshold and I've become grandma and grandpa. But I get it. I understand why. It's such a valuable thing that you do for the community that if you just see it on the surface, it's one thing. But when you begin to live it, like I had, like when I talked to Chuck on Saturday, what you're going through with your mom. You know, your mom, when I see her, I light up because you have her. And that's the name of the game. And you give people the opportunity to get the respect that they earned. They've been around. You got to give them that tradition. My dad used to tell me all the time, he says, I know I'm going to die, I just want to die with respect. And that was the name of the deal right there. So congratulations to what you're doing. David Levy was a member of Voling, and I did that show for almost 8 years. Marsha Teal, all these people were involved with Voling.
I got some news on David the other day I sent you.
Yeah. And I get to see your buses floating around all over the place.
Yeah.
I should tell people, take a picture of it and I'll give you a bag of coffee. But I would love to work with you, and the movies of Del Rey and the movies of Lake Worth would love to work with you. This lady sitting here, some of my musicians, it is magic what you guys do. And we got to make more noise to get that 5 million.
I will tell people I will go anywhere and tell our story. I go to law enforcement, and the officers are sitting there going, I didn't know this, when they're dealing with people. I try to educate them. I'll go to social workers, hospitals, you name it. I will go anywhere and talk to anybody, one-on-one or 100. It doesn't bother me. So if anybody out there wants to know more about us, I'll come and I'll tell the story. So thank you so much for having us.
And your CEO is brilliant, because here you are from the hospitality business. What you're doing is hospitality. And you as a nurse, you've got the medical side. So together, the two of you encompass everything. You've got the nursing, you've got the hospitality, you know, everything that's needed for families and for their residents, your guests.
My guests.
Your guests.
Yes.
Yes, and we're constantly growing.
Is there a general number, best way for people to reach you?
561-395-8920. And our receptionist, Valerie, is a sweetheart. She's like our ATM for information. You can ask her anything and she'll direct you to the proper person you need to go to.
Incredible.
And that's a starting place.
Thank you, Kim and John, so much. Anything we can do, I'm going to give you guys some flyers. Maybe you can take them back
Sure.
for Jaycee's concert.
Sure. Absolutely.
Glad to.
Right?
Very
And
much.
see what we can do with some ticket sales. We can even do some reserved seating for special people.
Put it right in the middle of the quad.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, I mean, the show, I'm excited about it as well, but it's the output of what it does to the community. It's really the bottom line here. And they have been involved in that output for years. I mean, they've been around forever. And I saw David work some magic in them rooms. I got to tell you, it was me, a camera, and a recorder.
When you worked with David, was it the show for Volan Center?
No, it was David Levy's show. And he had a group, and they used to talk about things going on in their lives. And they used to talk about, and some of the stories were powerful. There was a lot of tears, a lot of crying, there was a lot of happiness. And he used to put that on the air. We used to play it all over the world. It was unbelievable experience. I was fortunate enough to work with David for almost 8 years, so it was amazing.
Well, maybe we can help document some of those stories of your guests that have gone from the VP of Liz Claiborne to, unfortunately, decline. But before they get to the decline, to document the stories so the families have them, whether it's written or video or audio. So something that maybe we can work with you guys on.
I like that idea.
That is great.
I have a sweet story I had, and forgive me if I choke while I tell this. Years ago, a lady brought her mom. She was 85, about this tall. She brought her in. She goes, my mom doesn't want to do anything. She sits around the house. She didn't want to come. And so our staff, being the way they are, took her under their wing and started introducing her to, we have a child daycare center back then as well, and to the friends and people in her age and the kids. And it was like the first day of school for little Anna, and she was a little nervous, but they got her out of herself. And after about 3 months, the daughter comes in and she says, I don't know what you did to my mom, but she looks up, she gets up in the morning, she wants to come to see her Volin family and all the little kids that like to sit around on the carpet with their, like this, listening to her stories from Czechoslovakia. And this was her Volin family. And when she passed away, her daughter came in and told us about it. And she goes, my mom's life came back. She was more talkative this past year. She came out of herself, and she loved her new friends and her new sisters, she called them.
That's amazing.
And she was 86 years old when Anna passed away. But you didn't hear stories like that on the news. You won't hear stories like that in the newspaper.
Nope.
But we have those all the time. And
We have
that's why it's
people
important
that
to
come
get out.
in and, you know, have maybe a widow or a widower and come in and there's live entertainment and they're dancing and now they're dancing partners and they come visit every single day, and as soon as they walk through the door, hand holding, they'll have breakfast together, have lunch together.
Aw.
It's really nice.
The Real Housewives of Volin Center. Yes, it's nice.
For more information, you can always contact us or call the Volin Center directly. We've got all the information for their meal sites also, so we can put that out for you. I had no idea the amount of services that you offer. What a great resource you offer the community. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's take a commercial break. More to come. We've got to talk to Lola if she's coming back, and Sally. Everyone, they're very busy over there, the ladies on the couch.
That's what
I got to see what they're doing back there.
You don't want to know.
More to come. We'll be right back.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Welcome to a new way to watch your favorite shows. Only at www.amp2.tv/Roku. It's a place filled with music, podcasts, news, and more. Come join us.
If you have diabetes, would you like to eliminate painful finger sticks? Are you injecting insulin multiple times per day? Then you may qualify for a continuous glucose monitor. CGMs monitor blood sugar using a small patch placed on your upper arm or abdomen, and they use your smartphone to accurately monitor your blood sugar levels. Stop pricking and start scanning. Plus, CGMs are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. They can be shipped free of charge to your door. Call today to see if you qualify.
Todo Bello Balloons is a business that was born out of a passion for creating unique and beautiful balloon designs, including balloon bouquets, balloon arches, balloon columns, and more. We specialize in creating unique and beautiful balloon designs that bring your dreams into reality. We believe that balloons have the power to bring people together and create lasting memories, and we are honored to be part of that experience. Contact us and we will bring happiness to your celebrations with our balloons.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Never thought I'd ever make it. I can't believe the hell I've been through. Couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't know what to do. I've been through the rain, I've been through the fire. There was something this world can be so cold and so heartless. It's hard to find your way alone. Used to run so fast, no one could catch me. I couldn't find my way back home. Well, I've laughed, I've cried, I've almost died, but my broken heart just never knew I had an angel on
That goes with his new music composition he's working on.
It sounds like Charlie Brown's I Had a Bad Christmas. No, what is that thing? Hey, that's all you had to do.
He's just so
As Mr.
talented. Does the talent continue to amaze you?
That's a bad piano. This portion of the show is brought to you by Pizza Rica.
Tomorrow's pizza day, guys.
Pizza Rica, get your pizza gone. And right here on 20th Street, right?
G-Man will be back on Wednesday?
Yes. Is he? Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, he'll be back on Wednesday.
And I want to say thank you to, I think, was it Barbara Grossman? Just bought a ticket for the July 20th. Ellen Grossman. Ellen. Yeah. It's Grossman. I got the last part right.
Name right.
Ellen Grossman. She just purchased a ticket. She's going to be there on July 21st to see our lady over here singing up the chords.
Ellen, there you go.
And people are asking if there are price to sit on stage for you to sing them a song, so we need to talk.
Don't forget about the virtual show, so that if they can't make it to the show, that we're going to be filming it, and they can catch the show on demand the next day at noon, correct?
Correct.
And then we're going to do that for 72 hours?
72 hours. They can go to your Facebook page is there. We should pin it.
With the link.
With the link?
Yes.
And it's on ours too, but if you go to hers, you'll see it. I don't know why Gio didn't make that easier to find, but apparently the POS on the back end isn't what it used to be. But yes, you can see it.
Yeah, so all my friends that are in New York and Boston and California and Arizona and everywhere and anywhere, if they want to come to the show, they can. They can watch the show.
Let's send them an invite.
Next day, yeah.
Let's put something together where you can send all your friends this invite.
Yeah, that would be great.
You know,
I would love for them to be here, obviously.
Right, fly
but
in.
They can't always fly in to all my shows. I know.
We'll pick you up at the airport.
I love you guys.
We'll have
and
the
I have
Volin bus pick you up.
And the most devoted, loyal fans, definitely. But I understand. And it's funny because the next day I'm flying out. Actually, I'm flying to Boston the next day, and then I'm going to New York the following week.
Well, Sally's going to be there. She got her tickets.
Yay, Sally!
Yeah, I think we were one of the first people to respond.
That's so exciting. That's so great.
Sally's got her tickets.
Yeah.
Lola, how about you? See if she's in time.
I don't have a ticket yet. I just found out
Put
about
her right
the
on the
event.
spot, Dawn, right there.
Well, you know, she's with Sally. Sally always guides everyone.
Right.
Yeah, I'll check the website and
Yes.
Facebook. And
And
find
Freddie
out.
asked Sally before we started planning this, I'm thinking of doing an event on a bigger venue. What do you think?
As far as
the event.
She doesn't
When I asked
remember
you
that
about
you
the
even
event.
She doesn't even remember.
She asked you if it was going to work.
Okay, yes.
She doesn't
absolutely.
know.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't remember anything she tells me.
I don't, well, once I get into that trance-like state, I don't sometimes remember what I said, but if you remind me, then it'll come back. So remind me again.
July 21st.
I know.
The
It's
tickets
going to be
you
amazing.
bought,
We were
and
just
you're going to be there
we were
for
talking
this
about it.
lady.
Okay, I'm
This is
there.
going to be successful.
Freddie, I'm there. She's going to be tremendous, okay? I know that. That's why we
pressure.
booked up.
Wait, the
You've gotta
pressure is on. Hey.
You don't have to worry about it. Everything is going to be great. And we'll be
Thanks,
sitting
Sally.
there in the audience, so, okay?
She's got you covered.
I was just going to say, I'll send you good vibes, but you don't need it. You're
Thanks,
fine.
Sally. I can always use good vibes.
Okay, but we'll still do it.
You know, one of the things that we're working on is to be able to take a concert of you doing your thing and being able to stream it, and we're going to stream it up to JoJo Cheers on the Beach in Melbourne.
We talked about that, yeah.
But we're not, I didn't want to mess this up because this lady, when things go one direction, she definitely lets you hear it. So we are working behind the scenes on accomplishing that feat. That's one of the reasons we need to go see JoJo, because she wants to fill her place with 100 people and be able to see you via satellite. And I know that it's doable because Elton John just did it and everything else, like I said before.
Right.
But it's fun because then I can open this up to our LA organization, our San Francisco organization, and there's a new player in New York that wants to see it work as well. So to be continuing, you know, these are some of the things that you're pioneering as we step forward.
It's all good. Sounds good to me.
It's all good.
I say that only because I'm going to ask you again.
That's fine, Freddie. I'm open to any of your questions.
Between you and this one next to you, I tell you, I see
We're
the
having a
future.
good conversation. We were having a good
We
conversation.
see. What's going on over there between the two of you?
What were you talking about?
All positivity, you know that. What were we talking about, Lola?
About our spirit guides.
What Lola's doing.
That have landed here again in the Brooklyn Cafe. They're right here.
Who?
The
Our
spirit
spirit
guides.
guide. Everybody's
Oh, we're back to
spirit
that
guide.
again.
They're always here when we show
Well,
up.
Lola, I saw that you sent some resin pieces to people that purchase your artwork.
Oh, the most popular right now is resin, not the spiritual art or whatever abstract
You bring me
art.
the stuff and then you sell this. You know, you're unbelievable.
Well,
You
the
have a
thing
little
is-
To
talk
bring you the
with
stuff
me.
that doesn't sell anymore sounds
Thank you.
popular.
No, it does sell, but this requires understanding and people, not too many people, maybe in spirituality, I don't know.
Okay, so let's
what-
take it down and bring me the other stuff.
I guess it's a certain frequency. I would say people who are in a certain frequency, they will resonate with the pieces. But resin and like fluid abstract art that I'm doing is the most popular because
Resin has a high frequency. That's where it shines.
not non-representational. It doesn't have a message. It's very blissful, especially oceanic pieces. Everybody loves waves and the glossy surface and this frothy, beautiful, foamy waves in their bedrooms or living room.
You see, I would never get away with saying that.
Why? That's because Lola can say,
Okay, Lola
because
can
you know
say-
what Lola wants. Lola gets.
And I was singing that song, and then I met Lola. The next day, Steve will tell you that.
And Lola gets more and more glamorous every time she comes. Right?
You make me blush.
You know, I think if we put our heads together and we say, wonder why Steve is not here.
Steve, I can tell you why he's not here.
Why?
Our dryer broke, and he has to wait for the delivery, which is between 1:30
Well, I'm going
and
to tell you
5:30.
something. By the magic of television.
Steve is here.
The magic of television.
He's here? Oh my God! The dryer came, right?
By the magic of the dryer.
Oh, that was very funny. I did not sense that. Okay, yes, okay, it came early.
She
All
didn't
right.
sense it.
Please take
The
a
an-
seat.
The antennae was
That was
desensitized.
very funny. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't get that. That was unusual. I really
I
didn't.
tried, and didn't you see me giving you the finger?
No, I thought this was something.
You think I do this all the time?
Okay. That was fun. So we have a dryer now, at least. Okay.
So now you have a dryer. Back to doing laundry.
Yes. Oh dear.
I sent you a text and I said, do you want me to come or you want me to
Well,
do
I
it?"
didn't get it because I can't put my phone on in
So I
here.
decided you wanted me to come.
Okay. No,
There
that's
you
good.
But the power of the man, she don't even remember the questions I asked her, Steve. Don't worry about it.
That
So,
was funny.
Lola,
Okay.
what's happening next with your art?
Right now, I'm bombarded with orders, oceanic sculptures, resin ocean panoramas.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm pretty kind of like busy all the time. That's why I can not be here maybe every week, maybe every other week. But yeah, whenever I just flow, whenever the vibe will bring me.
Do you do the resin outside?
Yes,
You
I
can't
have
do
a-
it. You can't do it inside.
I have a terrace. I wear full like a mask.
She has a terrace?
You have to
You
do
it
it.
on a terrace?
You
Really?
have
Yeah,
to
I'm
do it
doing outside.
outside.
I have events and yeah, I have a nice
The neighbors
space.
must love you.
Oh
'Cause
no,
resin has
I
a
have
very
I have a
strong odor.
big property. I mean,
Oh, okay. You know, I had a dream. I don't know why I'm even thinking about this. I had a dream that Jaycee, there was somebody that did a statue of her singing like this, and for some reason her left hand was up like this. And the dream was that they put resin on it. They oozed it with resin to dry.
The statue of Jaycee Driesen.
Like this.
Oh, with the mic.
That's pretty cool.
you have to do the mold and then you can do the resin, and resin can be looking like it looks like glass.
I'm gonna
It's really
put-
very versatile material, beautiful.
I'm going to put you in a cement vat. and then open it so that we can put the resin
Well,
to
I
it.
always said that when I go, I'm not going to go. I'm going to be stuffed and put on the mantle.
There you go.
So I'm always going to be around.
Lola
so
can resin you.
You can resin me now.
You're going to be taxidermied?
Why do you
Really?
think that's the next step in art that people are looking for? Because it's shiny or it's textured?
My next interest also, I always like to experiment with new techniques. As you can see, I'm all over the place. I do traditional art, spiritual art, flute, abstract art, resin art. Next is glass. And I want to get into sculpture too, like clay sculpture. So I'm kind of like learning, pushing my boundaries. And why resin? Because first of all, it's expensive, but not as expensive as glass. And you can really mold it. It's very, very friendly, like if you know what you're doing. But you have to learn.
You liquefy it, I'm assuming, right? And then you pour it on.
Yeah, you pour, then you bend, and you're always on a timer every 2 hours before it starts getting hard. You have to start sculpting. So you always kind of like have to be on top of.
There was a few artists that came in here last week, and then there was a gentleman also that talked about frequency. And we know the gentleman from before, but he came in because he was on another show. But the latest and greatest of what's happening now is that hospitals are beginning to learn the hip that artistry and music combined is very healing. And broken bones heal because the mentality is there, and you raise their frequency in people. And people used to say, oh, go hug a tree and what have you. But they were very taken in by your artwork. And they sat over there and they kept talking about it and the frequency that they felt and everything else. Resin sort of pushes it out even further. It's like when I turn all the lights off and frequency works better in the dark. Not to say that the light is not better, but it just works a little smoother. So I sort of get a little bit about this whole frequency thing as well. They are actually going to go to bigger institutions to try to create this kind of energy level. And we had to talk to Lola also about August.
And Sally, both of them. August 10th, there's an event at Sunscape. It's the new senior living facility. You're going to be there too. I know you're going away the next day, but you've got something.
You're singing, so
where we're
don't
doing
hide.
an artist. It's in your folder. An
It's in the
artist
book.
show, and it's to benefit Boca Festival Days, where a profit and a non-for-profit come together. So, Sunscape and Walk to End Alzheimer's are coming together. So, tickets for Boca Festival Days go to benefit Walk to End Alzheimer's. But anything that gets sold for the artist, the money goes to the artist, and that's strictly profit for the artist. But I want to set up a day. They're coming on Friday to talk to us. Set up a day to bring everyone over there to look at it, find the place they want to be, because I don't want a free-for-all on the 10th, and see what art they want to take.
You're going to be at
I won't be here Friday. We're going out of town till Saturday.
No, we're interviewing them, but we'll set up a day that we'll all go over to the new facility and take a look at it.
August 10th, because the artists have to be there.
Definitely.
Because you get a section, and you do your thing.
There's no fee to go. It's just part of.
We share a booth or something?
So we're gonna like bring our art.
You bring your
You're gonna
art,
bring
bring
your
your
art, yes.
table, bring whatever you want to set up,
Oh, that's
We might do
awesome.
something maybe.
and they're going to
You
have.
bring your art too.
They'll have music. I think they're going to have light bites and maybe some wine or something.
We're bringing the music and music and
This
music.
has been a great show.
And
I'm
we're
getting all
doing-
sorts of ideas.
and we're doing another show, and being in here that you have a show and you have a show, it's going to be a very interesting segue. This place is enormous, enormous. So the conversation you have here, you walk around the bend, you go down the street, you have another conversation, a different conversation, because the place is that big, and people want to hear you sing. So we're going to be planting the seed for the next concert.
So think about the artwork that you want to bring in that you have and whatever new pieces you have. And I think Carlos messaged us also, and Jay Harmon's going to be joining us.
Carlos
and then
messaged?
He texted us.
Okay, it means yes.
We
no.
got to talk to him and see. And then they want me to send it up to the Wellington's Art Society because they might have people as well.
This thing has very large tentacles. So they are somebody in the business. They're brand new. You guys will be the first to actually be there.
It's just opening this month, so it's brand new. It's beautiful. It's all to benefit Boca Festival Days.
We said beautiful at exactly the same time. I said beautiful as you said it.
Of course you did. What's happening with your show today? You don't know?
You tell me, because I never know what questions are going to be asked. So whatever anybody wants to talk about, I'm here to answer.
There's a lot of things that are changing with frequency and the moon.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
a lot of things are happening. We're talking to the crew this morning about just different triggers and what they're
I'll
going
even
through.
manifest Steve being here. Oh, he is.
And there he is. And different things that everyone's going through right now. Because when you started on a more global platform.
Right.
And now people are pinpointing, Sally, when am I going to make $1 million? Sally, when am I going to get married? Everyone's got these like intricate questions
Any
for you.
question, I don't mind. We'll find the answer through my guides.
And Lola's going to stay for the show?
Yes.
Yes, of course she is.
Give her another coffee, maybe.
Then yes.
You know, the interesting aspect is that things are changing and the answers being given have changed as well. So if you ask you, I know, when am I going to make $1 million? Well, if you had the opportunities and you add it up, you never know what can happen. As opposed to going out and playing lotto, you sort of get in the right frame of mind and other things begin to happen. So like meeting Roland today, I mean, I've known them, I haven't talked to them in years. And that could be worth $1 million to somebody who finds a place to put their parents. Okay, you know, so this is not a bad idea. You took me to the place in Atlantic, and we got to talk to that guy from CBS. And
That's why it's so important to document. Oh, that was through where else? That was through the food bank. To document people's lives, because everyone had a significant life that they may forget, that they may not, but it's important just to document it, whatever it is.
It is, and there are aspects like your mom in your life. There are aspects of things that happen in your life, and $1 million, the question can be answered in so many different ways. I think that the key is you got to look at the opportunities and watch what happens. The more opportunities that you cash in, the bigger you become, and then that payday happens. So it isn't mean you're going to make a payday on today, but you never know what tomorrow is going to hold. So
that's true. So any questions we're open to?
Any question. It's an any question day today. Any
even
questions?
dating questions today?
Anything. It can be aliens. It can be what's going on. with the
Aliens?
world, anything.
Can I date an alien?
You want me to answer that, or is that?
No, I do
right
not
now,
want
the
you to
answer is
answer that.
no. You cannot date
Can
an
I
alien.
ask you, do people always, like, does anyone ever say to you, I would think that they
Mhm.
would, like, what are the lotto numbers, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
do-
actually
do
very they- interesting.
Do they
Yeah.
always ask you that?
No, I
Oh,
never really
okay.
get that question.
I'm just
But
curious.
I have my own thoughts on that also
do?
because I know you don't know my story, but I had someone with me for 18 years who was basically my guide and I used to ask him, and he used to play the lottery, and there's nothing, if people know my story, what Aldo couldn't do actually, but he said he can't get the lottery numbers for some reason because we have a set path sometimes, although we have free will, and it may not be in our, let's say, in our immediate future to win the lottery. I mean, there's many different answers, but I don't get the numbers. I don't do the lottery, actually.
Interesting.
That's what a lot of people say. A lot of people with spirit say that's not for monetary gain.
And they want to know, like, when people are away and have gone and moved on,
right?
They say, "Well, can you send me the numbers?"
No,
you know,
I don't think there are. Though it sounds ridiculous, but there are rules too. There's certain rules which what I do is I channel my guides, and they're telling me right now actually, because I often say, well, go do. He used to say, go do the lottery. But if it's not in your path, I think this is the best way to answer it. It will not happen.
Right.
But again, I always talk about free will, and if it is, then you're going to win.
Right.
But,
You know, it's different for different
yeah.
people. I
Yes.
produced another show, and she explained to me is that you're not allowed to do something finite. You have to be consistent when you tell people things, so they can't give you numbers consistently. So I said, really? She goes, yes, but I could give you the wrong number consistently. And that took care of that. I never asked again.
All right, let's take a commercial break. More to come on the other side of this break. We had to wish Nikki a happy birthday.
Oh,
Woo-woo!
yeah, we have a birthday celebration in the house.
More to come. 888-994-4995, Studio A. Get your tickets today for Jaycee Driesen concert events.amp2.tv. Check it out. Only $18 a ticket. It is, wow, less than 2 weeks away.
Yes.
More to come. We'll be right back.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Has your heater or air conditioner busted? Appliance broken? Computer crashed? Then you need an ARW home warranty. Home system and appliance repairs and replacements can cause stress and cost you thousands of dollars per year. With an A-plus BBB rating and a top-rated home warranty company on Consumer Affairs and Trustpilot, ARW Home provides superior service, featuring the industry's lowest service call fee. ARW Home has warranty plans that cover your kitchen and laundry appliances, heating and air conditioning systems, electrical and plumbing systems, and much more. Call 800-235-1584 to customize your plan. Plus, ARW has partnered with Azurian to protect your new and used tablets, laptops, TVs, and other home tech from accidental damage and wear and tear. All plans come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-235-1584 now for a free quote. That's 800-235-1584.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer, and we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case, and they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-796-1182. 800-796-1182. 800-796-1182. That's 800-796-1182.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-485-8801. 800-485-8801. That's 800-485-8801.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
This portion of today's show is brought to you by the Brooklyn Cafe Show Coffee, made with organic Arabica beans.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Melody, I hear that haunting melody. It's in my every reverie. ecstasy. No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start you'll see I'll write it from the heart, and words that say come to me, stay with me. Won't you stay with me? No one else could fill my life with ecstasy. No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start you'll see I'll write it from the heart, and words that say come to me, words that say come to me, stay with me. Won't you stay with me? Stay with me.
And I think we're gonna go over to wish.
Head over to camera 3 and wish our newest adult a very happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Are we gonna sing?
Happy birthday to you.
Chelsea, you're singing?
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Nicole. Happy birthday to you. And then make a wish. Make a wish.
Did you make a wish? What do people wish for at 21 these days?
And she looked over to her right and said, you know, Josh is still sitting here. That's what she told me to say.
She wished that I was his sister, so now I'm stuck. I'm his sister.
She wished that you were her sister?
Yeah, I'm her oldest sister now.
Nice.
That's why I said Teddy
Don't you
was
see
my
the
big sister.
resemblance? Don't you see the resemblance?
I do, as a matter of fact. I was just going to say that to you guys. Definitely resemblance. So what do you wish for at 21? You don't have to tell me your wish, but what do people at 21 think about?
Alcohol.
Wow. The simple things in life.
So you never had a drink? Is that what you're telling me?
I have.
Don't say that too loud because it gets.
She had one yesterday. They went out for her birthday.
It was her birthday yesterday.
So that was
Exactly.
my first ever drink.
Now your real problems begin.
Pretty much. No, but it was fun. I got a nice cocktail. I got a really fruity cocktail, and I really enjoyed it. It was called I don't know, but it had coconut rum, pineapple juice, Garradine. Grenadine.
Grenadine?
Yeah, and then like a cherry on top and some
Where was the booze? What kind of alcohol?
coconut rum.
Coconut
It was
rum.
good.
Was it Nice and sweet.
I think so. I think it was
So do you celebrate the whole month, or is it like a specific day?
I mean, I celebrate like probably this week. Like I'm probably going out somewhere later with like some friends, and then I don't know.
Things to do.
Do you feel different?
I guess. I mean, I didn't get ID'd when I ordered, so I was like, huh.
You didn't get ID'd?
I really didn't. But when we walked into the place, into the club that we were going to, they were like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 21. And they were like, oh, okay, you just look a lot younger than that. And I was like, oh, thank you. So, I don't know.
I have so much I
The
can say on that.
anticipation of being 21. Remember those days?
No, I was drinking. Legal in the day was 18. It wasn't 21 in my day.
I just remember when my kids finally turned 21, I was so happy that I didn't have to worry about them being caught with a red Solo cup anywhere or anything on social media. Like that whole worry went away.
You're not supposed to drive with a red Solo cup anyway. No
No.
matter how old you are.
I know.
So that's the worries.
The beauty of social media, you know, they don't do those things. You know, my son, like, no. Mr. Politician?
No, she hangs out with Josh, so that's never right.
No, but I'm sure my parents are happy that I turned 21, so now I can go on alcohol. No, I'm just messing. But like, it's like, can't get the beer now. So if anything,
And now
like
they're
that.
saying you to get the beer.
Yeah.
That's
So-
what you want. You want to turn 21 and send your kids out to buy them.
Then you got no
booze.
worries. Get ready for the party. All right, well, I think there's a cutter and enjoy.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. I'm glad you came in so we could celebrate with you. Oh, Sally, your guest is here.
The dogs are in the house. The dog is in the house. The puppy.
You got Bella, you got Shayna. Everyone's got a whole lot of beauty puppies in the house.
That dog of hers that you put in the chair, and you guys labeled it Dog Days
of Summer.
Got over 1,200 hits.
Did it really? It was a
the
great
most
picture.
It was the most remarkable thing I have ever seen. I'm like, what?
It was a great picture right on the ant pillow. It was fantastic.
She posed. What just happened? We're like a whole lot.
She's adorable. All right, shall we wrap this up?
Yeah, we might as well, because
it's time to have a party and get ready for our Call Me Zena.
It's party time.
Happy birthday, Nikki. Party time. We got the dogs in the house. Call Me Zena is today at 2:30. You can call into the studio at 888-994-4995. Studio A. Ask Sally a question. And in the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
come on down and get a question answered, get a piece of cake, and we'll see you tomorrow. Don't be late.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
having me, guys.
Thank you.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.